Hey everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back and thank you for coming back. What I'm going to do today is I am going to make an applique, and these are just some of the ones that I've been making over the last couple of weeks. This is not an applique, that's going to go possibly in one. But anyway, I made a couple of these this morning. This is one that I actually did this morning, and it kind of inspired me to go ahead and do a video. But look at how pretty that came out. I just love it. I used one of my handmade flowers here that I made, and there's just lots of pretty embellishments and things that really made it turn out very nicely. I'm really happy with the way this came out. And then these are just a couple of small ones that I made last week. Just a couple, just to put on little small things that I'm working on. So there's a couple of those, and I'm just going to, as I show these to you, I'm going to put them in my little applique box here. So I've already showed you that one. Then we've got this pretty purple one that I added a little feather to, and this one's very simple. There's not a lot on it. Sometimes you just want something kind of simple and plain. This one I also made this morning, and this is my favorite. I hand-made these roses out of some chiffon, and I'm going to show you how I made these roses in this video. So we're going to work on that today, but look at how beautiful they came out. I've just decided that my favorite fabric to make roses out of is chiffon. I've never worked with it before, so this was the first time I'd ever even picked it up to try anything. And this is something that, it's not really an applique, it's something that I made. I just added a flower to the center of this and added these beautiful feathers that I got from my friend Gail Fleming in her Happy Mail. She sent me 3 or 4 of these pink feathers, and they're the most gorgeous feathers I've ever worked with. So thank you, Gail, for those feathers, and I'm going to have to figure out where I can get more of those from because I just love them. I was thinking I might use this in the applique that I made, and depending on how much time this one takes, I may make a second one, but I'm not planning on using that one in this applique today. So what I'm going to do is, this is the chiffon that I'm going to be using, and I also got this from Gail, and this is what inspired me because she sent me some different pieces of chiffon and other fabrics, and wow, I'm thrilled to have this chiffon, and I will absolutely be making lots of chiffon roses now. So be on the lookout for those. I'm using my new scissors that my friend Josefina sent me. These are a pair of Fiskars that she sent me in some new Happy Mail that she gave me. So she sent me some scissors and a bunch of other really nice things to use in my crafts, and a lot of essential items that you just kind of need on a daily basis when you're crafting. So super excited about that, and I got to move this out of the way before I cut those beautiful feathers. And I'm just going to cut about I'm going to say this is about a 2.5 inch strip, and I'm just going to cut it along the whole piece here, but I don't know that I will use it all in one rose because it's awfully long. Well, I don't know. I probably will. It's not that big. So what we're going to do is, and this is super simple, this piece is probably, let's see, 12, I'm going to say probably about 30 inches is how big this is. And I'm just going to start from the end, and this has been sewn on the end. I don't care about that. I'm not worried about it. And I'm just sort of bunching this up. And guys, I did not take this from any videos. This is just my way, my brain said to make these. And so, you know, it's not something that I got from anybody else. And I'm just sort of bunching it up here in my fingers. And I'm going to start rolling it so that I get the rosebud in the center. And I don't like the way that's rolling. Okay, so here we go. I want that little bunch to stick up a little bit. And right now I'm just rolling it, and I'm going to start putting some glue as I go here. And I want this to be loose. So I'm purposely trying to kind of bunch it as I go because I want it to end up being on there very loosely, because I figured out that that really makes a nice rose, especially with this chiffon. And I don't know what kind of chiffon this is. I don't know if it's got the polyester in it or what have you. I have no idea, you guys, because it was just a piece that Gail sent me in my package, and it may have actually just been from curtains or something like that that she had picked up. Because I do know that Gail, like me, likes to go to thrift shops and things to find some of her fabrics and things that she uses in her crafting. So it's one of the best ways to go and find bits and pieces of fabric and things that you might get a large piece for almost nothing versus paying an arm and a leg at Joann's or someplace like that, you know, where it's going to cost you a whole lot more. So you can see I'm just kind of going around. That's what it looks like so far. And bunching it up as I go, and sometimes twisting a little bit. I'm doing my own thing, you guys. You all know that that's kind of what I like to do anyways, so I like to come up with my own ways of doing things that are easier for me. I don't necessarily always do well when I try to watch tutorials and things sometimes, because my mind just says, oh, there's got to be an easier way. And so I will take tutorials and then I will say, okay, I think I can do this. And I'm just going to figure it out in my own way. And that's what I do many times. Sometimes if the tutorials are fairly simple to follow, no problem. I'll just say, okay, I can do this way, and I'll be happy with it. But there are just times when I just want to kind of do it my own way. And I'm going to make this rose just a little bit big because it's going to go on a fairly large applique. I'm not making a teeny tiny one. And so I want this to really show up. I'm going to make this one, and I'm also going to make a smaller one. And I really got this idea from this little bit that I got from my neighbor that recently moved away. She had made this one, and I just studied it to try and see what she had done. And it felt to me like she did a lot of just bunching and scrunching as she went. So that's what really gave me the idea to do this way. And I'm just trying to get this now into a good position, because I don't want to have a bunch of end pieces sticking up, because chiffon does fray very easily when you cut it. But man, you guys, I really love, you need to get yourself some chiffon and try making some roses with it, because wow, they really do come out beautiful. And here I've got a little end piece that I'm just trying to tuck in there behind the nice smooth piece. And again, I'm just going to use this whole piece of fabric for this one flower. I know I'm going to be very, very sad when I run out of all this chiffon that she bought me, that she sent me. But she did send me quite a few little snippets of it, so I'm hoping it'll last me a little bit. But knowing me, I will go in and I'll just start making a whole bunch of roses so that I have them on hand, because I really love using the handmade roses in my pieces. So it makes me very, very happy when I get to use handmade roses or make handmade roses. And then if I get good enough at this, which actually I think I've pretty much got this process down, because I really love the way these are turning out. And like I said, those two that are on that applique are the first two I've ever made using chiffon. And I was just automatically very, very happy with the way they turned out. So I was not disappointed at all. Not at all. And I'm not going to put anything on the underside of this because I am going to be gluing it down on top of a doily. So it's going to be well protected on the bottom. I am going to just take these bottom bits and just sort of fold them over with some glue under them. Just like that, to just kind of press it all down and together so it doesn't come apart. So that's that one, you guys. Look at how pretty that came out. It's gorgeous. I'm really, really happy with the outcome of that. So there's the big one. And now I'm going to cut off a piece and I'm going to make a smaller one, because you can see in my other applique that I made, actually they're close to the same size, but I've got one that's a little bigger and this one's a little bit smaller. So, but they're very close to the same size. So now I'm just going to cut another little piece off of this. And I'll probably do this one. This one I'm going to say is about 12 inches. Because really I just want this one to be more like a rosebud. So I'm just going to take it and kind of fold it down at the beginning, and I'm just going to start twisting it. And there you can see I'm already getting a rosebud. And this one I'm going to try and keep it just a little bit tighter than I did the other one, although at some point I will start bunching some of it up so that I get somewhat of a puffy flower, but not super puffy. And I need some glue in my glue gun, so let me put a piece in there. One-handed, you like that? And I'm just going around, and as I go, I'm putting a little bit of glue and twisting it around. Just using little dots of glue because I don't want the glue to squeeze out all over the place. So, and this time I just went and I did a little twist. And I'm going to lay that right down like that. And this time you can see I did a little bit of a bunch there. And I'm going to do that a few times. And I am trying very hard not to allow those ends to pop out of the top. Like here I've got a little bit of the chiffon kind of showing, the edges showing. So I'm going to push that down. And just get that piece in over it. And I'm placing the glue right about the center point of this piece. So I'm placing the glue right about there as I'm going through this. Just like that. I'm just going to cut this little bit of extra down here off so that it's not too puffy. And then I have a little bit of the edge kind of popping out here. So I am going to glue that down to the bottom. And with my finger, I'll just kind of press that in. Okay, so there's that one. So I've got a big one and a little one, and I'm debating on whether I want to do one more small one or not. Let's make one more. And I'm going to go sort of the long way with this so that I can make it just a little bit bigger than the last one that I did. Oops, and I'm getting all crooked here. I mean, your cutoff doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. Just do the best you can to get it, you know, at about maybe a 2 to a 2.5 inch piece. Okay. So I'll start with the thin end, and when I get to the point where I think it's big enough, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off. So here again, I'm going to start with my bud. And I'm going to do a nice big bud here. And as I'm going, I'm kind of loosening up just a little bit, because this one is not really going to be a bud, but I do want the part in the middle to have that nice bud effect. You can see I've got plenty to grab onto on the bottom here so I can work with it easily. And that's very helpful to have that tail on the bottom that you can actually work with and hold on to, because it does help prevent you from burning your fingers as you're gluing. Okay, and now I'm I'm just starting to bunch it up just a little bit. You guys, these are so fun to make. Oh my goodness. And you just kind of have to use your own creative mind to figure out how you want your roses to look. And as you go, you can just see them transforming into what you want to see. It's awesome. And I mean, like I said, this was just the easiest way that I could find to do this so that it wouldn't be so difficult for me to follow, you know, and it wouldn't be so time consuming, because sometimes doing these flowers can be so time consuming, especially if you're trying to make a lot of them, which I have been making my handmade paper flowers for the last few days, and wow, those are time consuming, but they came out so darn pretty. I'm super happy with how those came out. And I did do a video on how to make my paper flowers as well. And they're just like the peony flowers, but really, really pretty. They came out really nice. They're not roses, because I wanted to make something a little bit different this time that wasn't a rose. So I decided to go with that sort of an effect. And I really loved the way they came out. Very, very pleased with them. And now I'm starting to really bunch it up here. And hopefully you guys can tell kind of what I'm doing here, so that you can get a good idea of how to put these together for yourself. And you can see this one's turning out very nicely. I don't know why it looks so yellow in the camera. I wonder if it's this blue matte that I'm using here. I'm using a dark blue matte, but when I'm looking in my camera, I'm not caring for the color that everything looks. It looks very yellowy and gold, and I'm not, it doesn't look like that. So I may put a different, I may go and get a paper towel after I finish this flower to do the rest of the video on top of, because I don't want to have everything, the colors all wrong. I want you guys to see what it actually looks like. And we're almost done. And then you can also take and make this chiffon a little bit thicker, like cut like a 3-inch piece, 3-inch wide, and make it even bulkier, you know. This fabric that these are made out of is, I think, a polyester chiffon, and these really hold their shape really well. And I think they say that the polyester chiffon is real easy to work with, and I do have some of that as well that Gail sent me, so I'll be trying that out as well. There. Okay, so now we've got that one done. So now I've got 3 very pretty chiffon roses to use in our applique. So that part's done. Now we just need to determine what we want to use in the applique, and I've got a bunch of doilies here that Gail sent me. I've got some other bits and pieces from appliques here that I'm contemplating using, and I've got some other flowers here that might go really nicely to kind of add them into those. Got this one that kind of goes really nicely with those, so we'll see what we're going to use from that. But I've got all these bits and pieces. I've got some lace bits, things like that. You know, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to use yet, but the other thing I just want to show you guys is this piece that came off of a wedding dress. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm not going to use that in today's video, but I can't wait to find something to use that in because it really is very pretty. And I've got some ribbons and some bows that I've made here with me. I got this bow that I got in Gail's Goodies, and I think this one is going to get used in this today. So let's go ahead and start piecing this together. So the bottom piece of the applique, I'm debating on whether I want to use the circle or the oval here. And these are going to kind of go in a grouping like that. I think I'm going to use the oval one. So move these little ones out of the way because I'm probably going to use a couple of those too. I don't want to use pink this time, so I already knew I wasn't going to use that one. And I think I'd like to put a little piece of this lace kind of down here so that it's kind of at the bottom underneath the flowers. I figured that would be kind of pretty just popping out there. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to get started here trying to determine which is the top. I think this is the top of this. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue kind of dotted around on this and set that on the top. Okay. And then the first things we're going to put, I do want to put something else down here. Let me get my little scissors, my detail scissors here to cut around this piece because I think that maybe I may use this. I'm debating between this piece here and this. Both would be perfect for this, so I think I'm going to cut this little edge piece off because it kind of looks out of place. And I think that will do it. So what I'm thinking is that would be pretty just kind of hanging off of the edge a little bit. Let me look at this way. And then there's this one. So I'm going to cut a piece of this out as well so that we can look at both. This came off of a wedding dress for sure. So I just have to cut the silk part out from underneath it. I have to cut over a tough piece and I don't want to cut into the other leaf there. So I was trying to be very careful. piece aside, and we just have a little bit more that we have to go around here. And I'm trying to get as much of this silk part underneath off as I can. Okay, and I don't think this little piece on the end here looks so very good with it, so I'm going to cut that piece off. I may still use it in the applique, but just not at the end of this piece. That is very, very pretty, I think, and I think it would really look nice with these roses. Don't you think that's pretty? I like it. I like it a lot. And maybe what I can do, maybe I can use both of them like that. I think that's what we're gonna do, guys. I can put that piece just kind of coming out of there and just really layer it up. I think that's gonna be really pretty. And I think I'm gonna put this one down first. And again, I just want it kind of hanging off the edge like that. And then we'll put this one coming off the other way. Just like that. Okay, and now we'll go ahead and start putting on our flowers, and I want to get plenty of glue on this flower so that it stays where I want it to be. Put that one down first, and flower number 2 right there. And flower number 3. Just like that. And honestly, it's pretty enough just like that. But we're not going to stop at that, for sure. I'm going to look at this and see if I want it to go in there or not. I don't think I need that. I'm going to leave that off. Okay, I was going to use this, but there's no need to since we used both of those big pieces. So those I can put aside as well. We don't need pink. I have this crocheted flower as well, and I was thinking I might put it in there with it. We're going to wait and see on that because I also have this one. Actually, I think I'm going to use this flower in here. But in the meantime, I just want to check and see if I want to put a little piece of this lace kind of coming out a little bit, sort of like right in there. Or maybe it should be kind of on the edge here, just popping off. And I do think I'm going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop a good amount of glue right there. And I've got this piece of lace all bunched up. So I'm just going to take it and pop it in there and press it down real well so that that glue goes up through the whole piece of lace. And there we go. We have a nice little puffy, lacy piece just kind of popping off the edge there. And I like that. That looks really cute. Okay, now I was debating on if I wanted to use any of these other little, I don't know what I did with the rest of them. I had a couple of, oh, here's one. These little appliques, but if I do that, then I'm kind of covering up the pretty stuff underneath, although, I mean, that's kind of what you do when you're layering to make an applique, but I don't think I want to do that in this. So next, what I'm going to do is, I think I want to take, I'm going to see if maybe I want to take a couple of these rosebuds just for the heck of it, and possibly have a couple of them sort of popping out the sides. So I'm going to use 6 of these rosebuds. And I'm just going to twist them together, just like that. And I'm going to snip them off. And let's see, I'm going to have these kind of coming off the end where we've got that little piece of lace, and then we'll put these on the other side. I need to cut this off a little bit more. Put this coming off of these flowers over here, just like that. So I'm just going to take and put a dollop of glue under them. Put those down. Stick a dollop of glue under these and press them down. And that looks really pretty. It just adds a little bit of interest to it. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to come up with some bling to put in here, and I think I really love these rhinestone bits that I get from Kiki's sale. This is super pretty, so I think I'm going to use that coming out of one of these spots here. I think it's probably going to go over to this side. And we need more. I have this little cameo thing that would be really pretty in here too. Let's see. And then I always like to use a few little pearls and things. So I have a butterfly there, but that just kind of blends in too much. I don't think that really adds anything to it. Oh, I know what I'd like to put in there if I can find it. I've got some of these butterflies. One of these might be pretty, but they're just meh. I don't like that one so much. And I know I had some little clocks that I had put some resin on. But you know, I must have put them in a different container because there's like a couple of them in here, but I have a bunch of them that I just made. So I don't know what happened there. I don't want the butterflies. I have one of them, but this is not the one I was looking for. It's just too, it just doesn't work for me. I was looking for the one that's like this one to put in there because it's a little bit more narrow, but I don't think that looks good either. So Maybe we just don't need it. Even the heart's too big. Yeah, we're gonna forego the filigree piece this time, because I did put one in another one that I made this morning, and it looked really, really nice, but I just don't think it's for this piece. I also have one of these little corner pieces that I got from Kiki's that I could put in here, just kind of coming off the flowers like that. And that actually looks really pretty. I think I'm going to use that. So now that I've got it in place, I'm just going to start hitting it with some glue and get that baby glued down exactly where I want it, which is right where it's at. There. That looks really pretty. I think that was a great idea. Okay, and then I'm gonna see if I'm gonna use this or not, because I still want to put this piece in there somewhere. It's got to go in there. And I'm thinking maybe I'll put that off to this edge right there. I honestly can't believe it's taking me this long to do an applique, but I guess they're more time consuming than I thought. I know I spent a lot of time doing them this morning when I was working on the ones that I already did. Just trying to lay them out and figure out what I wanted to put into them. And then when they came out so nice, I thought, oh, I've got to do a video on that. And I kind of wanted to use one of my little keys, keys that my friend Rhonda sent me, kind of coming through the flowers like that, or somewhere. I'm not sure. Maybe in the front, just like that. I think that looks good right there. So I'll just pop a little bit of glue in a couple of spots here and try and get it placed exactly how I had it. I'm not very good at that, you guys. When I place something and I pull it away, I never remember exactly where I placed it the first time, and I hate that. It's very frustrating. I don't know, when I use my these kind of roses, I kind of hate to put any paper roses or anything in there, because I feel like it just kind of nullifies the beautiful handmade roses. So I'm going to take this bow, and I'm just trying to kind of fluff it up a little bit. And these I got from my friend Gail too, and they're so, so pretty. I think she made them, but she sent me a few of them, and they're just really, really pretty and very kind of vintagey looking. These particular ones are anyway. But I don't want to cover up my beautiful embellishments there either. So I think this may be just slightly too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of my ribbon over here. And I'm hoping a little piece of lace. So that I can make a bow, but not a big, huge bow. So let's see what I've got here. Oh, got a rosebud. So I'm going to take this ribbon here and sort of add it in there a little bit. I'm wondering if I should go more with... We've got somebody racing their car down the street. If I should go with a piece that's not quite so pink as this one is. So I'm going to pull this one out. And this one's a little less pink. So we'll use that. And maybe a piece of just plain kind of vintagey white, off-white. Take this, and I really would like some lace in it. So I'm thinking if I can take these three and put them together, that I will come out with something that is what I'm looking for. So I'm just taking it and looping it both ways, making one loop on each side. I'm going to cut these off here. Cut that off right there. And I'm going to take a piece of this ribbon and I'm just going to tie it around the middle like I always do. And hopefully I'll have a nice small bow to use on this. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping it'll be small enough, but maybe not too small. I may have gone too small with it, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be just right. Okay. Let me puff these out. That lace is not exactly what I was hoping for, but it's still pretty. Debating on whether I want to put it sort of coming off the flowers, kind of like that, but those legs on the ribbon just want to do their own thing. I may need to cut these off a little bit more because I don't want a bunch of flowy things coming off the ribbon. I just want it to be a small ribbon to give a little bit of fluff, if you will. And then I'll just take and pull those aside, kind of put them underneath the bow part. I just don't think I'm happy with that. I cannot use it. Let's try this again. I'm going to go with just this off-white. And I'm going to do 3 loops. Pull it down. If this doesn't work, then we will just leave the bow off, but I am determined that I can get a bow that I will be happy with. Part of it might have been too that I didn't put any bling or a flower in the center of the bow to dress it up. But see, that one's a little bit more plain, and I'm thinking that might work out a little bit better without kind of covering up everything else. And then maybe if I put a little piece of bling in the center of it or something. I've got some smaller pieces. Oh, and I've got these little clear roses. No, I don't want to use that. I've got these. But again, that's putting a paper rose. These are paper, but I was okay with using those. But I don't really want to use the other paper roses in this piece. And that's not going to work. I know I had some little blingy pieces out here just a little bit ago. Maybe I could use that. Oh, here's my other container. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, let me just put this up for a second and see where I want to put this bow. And I want to get a good look at it before I make up my mind. And then if I put that piece of bling in there. Actually, I think it goes really nice right here, right in front of the key. And it doesn't hide the key at all. It just gives it like, it looks like the bow is on the key. Well, it kind of is on the key. And we'll bling it up a little bit. I could put that in the center of it. No, I just think that's too big. Hang on, you guys. I have some little ribbon flowers, and I don't know what I did with them, where I stuck them the last time I used them. Here they are. Look at that. I found them quick. I don't want to go with pink, but I've got these, and these are really nice, and they're ribbon, and that looks good on that bow. I knew I would come up with something great. I needed to have, I just had a certain vision as to what I wanted it to look like, and it wasn't happening. And I really didn't want to use the rhinestone bits in the center of the bow. That's not my favorite thing. My favorite thing is to put like a flower in the center of my bows and stuff. So I'm just going to get some glue down here at the bottom and make sure it's down really well. And we're going to leave that piece out. And the only thing I'm going to add to it now is I'm going to add some little pearls here and there. I don't know why I put these little roses in with my pearls. That was a big mistake, because they're just in the way. Sorry, you guys. Gotta get those out of there though, so that I can get to my pearls. And I'm just gonna drop those in the little lid here. Maybe not all of them. Got them going all over the place. Okay. All right, so now let's just go ahead and find a couple of spots to put some of these pearls in. I'm going to put a couple of them right here. So I'm just going to take these. I put a dot of glue down there, and I'm going to take a couple of them and very quickly place them in that glue. And I do want one more. Oops, doggone it. Right there. I do love pearls. I think you should always add a few pearls here and there when you're doing appliques. They really do dress it up nicely, and they add sort of that, just that finishing touch that you want to have in something that, you know, is supposed to be lacy and pretty. And I think that pearls are always a must in appliques. Put a few of them right there. So let me just put a dollop of glue. Grab these guys and very quickly try and pop them in there. I need a little bit more glue for the little one that's going in the front. Just a dot. Just like that. And even though it's not going to be seen much, I do want to put a little grouping of 3 of them in the back here. And that's how I always do my pearls, you guys, always in groups of 3. That's the way they look the best, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. And it doesn't always count. Okay, and then I'm going to put a little grouping of them over on this side here, on the side of these other little roses. Right back behind the key. And while you don't see those real well, but when you're looking at it from the side, you can see those pearls, and they stand out really, really nicely. Okay, you guys, I think we are done. And now that I've made this an hour-long video to do one applique, we're only going to do one today. I hope you guys liked this video. It was a lot of fun to do, so you can see this one's a big one. This one's a what I call a medium-sized applique. I was thinking it was kind of big this morning, but it's not. So there's the difference between those two. And I'm definitely, after I finish this video, I'm going to make this one. I'm not going to do a video on it, but I'm going to put this one in on an applique here right after this. So I thank you all for watching. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would so greatly appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button and become a subscriber, and hit the notification bell so that you'll get notified when I do future videos. And also don't forget, I've got my drawing that I'm going to be doing for my my YouTube channel, and I did a part 1 and a part 2 videos with regard to which item you guys want me to give away for my giveaway, and I will be doing the drawing the first week of October for our September giveaway. So I know you're not getting it till October, but it's for the month of September. And also don't forget, please, please, please get on over to my Etsy shop and do some shopping. Nothing like begging, right? Anyway, I've got a whole bunch of new stuff in my Etsy shop right now that would make really, really great Christmas gifts. So if you're into doing early Christmas shopping, get over there and take a look and see what I've got. Anybody who spends $50 or more, that's 50, will be entered into a raffle to win one of my Lazy Susans and a handmade pen that my husband hand-turned on his lathe. And if you want to see what that is, you can check out my some of my other videos where I've been showing off those pieces. So that's going to be my giveaway for my Etsy shop. Well worth it. The two together are easily worth probably, I'm going to say two together, let's see. I would say it's about $50 to $60 between the two items, because the Lazy Susan is actually one of my more expensive ones because it's been decoupaged and really done up nicely. So the decoupaged ones I charge a little bit more for than my my basic painted Lazy Susans. So anyway, that's a great giveaway, a great prize for anybody. You could use the Lazy Susan for yourself and use the pen as a Christmas gift for somebody. It'd be a really, really nice Christmas gift. So anyway, get on over there, check out my Etsy shop. I would so greatly appreciate anybody who patrons my shop. I can use it right now, so you know, if you feel like you need to do some shopping, get on over there and do some shopping in my store. Again, thanks a lot, you guys. Hope you liked the video. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned for pictures at the end. Bye-bye.